Japan to Korea Undersea Tunnel. It currently takes around 2 hours and 15 minutes to travel from Japan to Korea, but it could take just 50 minutes. How? By going under the sea. An undersea train tunnel from southern Japan to South Korea is a proposal that could bring some huge benefits to the region. The proposed tunnel would stretch for approximately 200 kilometers, with around 140 kilometers being under the sea. This would easily make it the world's longest underwater tunnel. Currently, the longest is the Channel Tunnel from England to France, which has a 37-kilometer underwater section. The idea for a tunnel linking the two countries has been floated since the early 20th century. Designs were drawn up and routes were discussed, but plans were put on hold with the advent of World War II. Since the turn of the century, the idea has regained momentum, with prominent leaders from both sides of the Japan Sea voicing their support. The most likely linkage points would be from Japan's southern island of Kyushu to Korea's second biggest city, Busan. The Japanese coastal city Karatsu lies in a direct straight line from Busan, with the Japanese islands Iki and Tsushima in between. The underwater tunnel would ideally start from Karatsu and then link with the two islands before arriving at the port city Busan. The most popular design involves a three-part connection. The first would be either a 50-kilometer tunnel or combination bridge from Karatsu City to the island of Iki. From there, a 60-kilometer tunnel to the island of Tsushima would be built, before a final 68-kilometer tunnel to Busan. The benefits of building such a tunnel have been extolled by supporters from both countries, including influential politicians, economists, and engineers. According to estimates, construction of the tunnel would provide at least 50,000 jobs. The annual toll revenue alone would generate upwards of $3.7 billion. Goods could be transported far more quickly by rapid trains than by ship. Studies have shown that when constructed, approximately 32 million tons of cargo would pass through the tunnel annually. The beneficiaries of this highly accessible new trade route would also include neighboring countries, such as China, Russia, and Taiwan. For years now, many economists in Northeast Asia have advocated stronger inter-regional transport links between countries such as China, South Korea, and Japan in order to boost economic cohesion. This region accounts for more than 25% of world GDP, however, lacks the interconnectedness of blocs such as the EU. Many propose that a superhighway linking Beijing to Seoul and Tokyo would play a crucial role in realizing these goals. It even has a name: the Busseto Highway. This could become a reality with the construction of a Japan to Korea tunnel. Those advocating the tunnel point to the boom in tourism it would provide for both countries. Areas outside of traditionally popular tourist destinations would benefit, such as Busan and the Kyushu region. South Korea's main tourist hub is Seoul, while visitors to Japan typically stick to the Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka sites. Providing the opportunity to travel freely and quickly between the southern regions would be a shot in the arm for tourism in these areas. More jobs would be created, and local economies could thrive. But first, of course, the tunnel has to be built. This is something Japan has considerable experience with. In 1988, the Seikan Tunnel was opened, linking the main island of Honshu to the northern island of Hokkaido. To this day, it's the world's longest tunnel with an underwater section. The tunnel itself is 53 kilometers long, with a 23-kilometer underwater section. This proposed Japan to Korea tunnel is obviously much longer, but the techniques and technologies applied in constructing the Seikan Tunnel are very relevant. Korea and Japan understand tunnels. Over 70% of both countries are mountainous regions, meaning that tunnels are a necessity for large populations to get around. High-speed trains and modern highways connect cities and towns throughout Japan and Korea, often passing through long and expertly designed mountain tunnels. When building the Japan to Korea tunnel, engineers will also look at the construction of the Channel Tunnel. In only 3 years, France and England were able to create 3 tubes that formed the basis of the tunnel. They used massive drilling devices known as tunnel boring machines, or TBMs. These machines have a massive circle plate that is fixed with disc cutters. The TBMs move slowly under the sea, cutting through rock, and at the same time helping to form walls of the tunnel. This would be hands down the most preferred method of drilling a link from Japan to Korea due to its simplicity and speed. Tunnel boring machines have been used extensively in Japan and Korea for tunneling through mountains in order to build train lines and roads. However, when making the Seikan Tunnel, the rock formation was too erratic to use TBMs, and engineers had to rely on huge amounts of explosives to clear the way for construction. Another technique that may be employed is the cut and cover method, which involves joining tubes under the sea. First, workers drill trenches on the ocean floor. They then lay enormous steel tubes into the trenches before covering them with rock and draining out any water. This method was used when constructing Boston's Ted Williams Tunnel, which connects the city to the airport. Japan in particular has always been quick to embrace new tunneling technologies. This includes the use of NATM, the new Austrian tunneling method, which is a sophisticated rock monitoring system that lets engineers know about the state and structure of rocks as they progress through tunnels. NATM lets workers know if the surrounding rocks need reinforcing or not. Another commonly used method to ensure secure and safe tunnel structures is shotcreting. Shotcrete is a type of strong cement that's sprayed onto structures to solidify them during construction. Using this knowledge and technology has enabled Japan and Korea to construct highly efficient transport networks throughout the mountainous regions across their landscapes. The technical expertise to build an undersea tunnel is clearly available, and the economic benefits are numerous. However, there remain critics of such a development who claim the time and cost involved is simply too high. It would take around 10 years to complete and cost upwards of $90 billion. However, with advancements in tunneling technology, this could be faster. The funding would come from a joint investment fund in Korea and Japan, as well as external investment. Naysayers also argue that relations between the countries are strained due to the Japanese occupation of Korea from 1910 to 1945. This may be so in some cases among older generations. However, the two countries now have a very strong rapport. This was clearly evidenced when both countries hosted the 2002 World Cup, which was a massive success. Fans throughout the world were blown away by the efficiency and friendliness of the modern Korean and Japanese societies. Citizens from both countries were bonded through the hosting of such a major event, and travel between Korea and Japan began to increase. Advocates of the tunnel also cite improved relations between Britain and France after the construction of the Channel Tunnel opened up greater tourism and investment opportunities between the countries. A survey found the majority of people were overwhelmingly in support of an undersea tunnel connecting the two countries. In Japan, Korean pop culture has overtaken American as the new cool. Millions watch Korean TV shows and movies, sing K-pop hits, and Korean restaurants are popping up everywhere. The timing couldn't be better.